brother. The date of this recording is the 10th, I believe, the 10th of April 2025. The last time I jacked off, as of now, was the 30th of March 2025. So it's been about 11 days since I last jacked off. The most I've went without jacking off was 23 days, and that was last year. And I should have kept up the streak, but I just fell off. Jacked off to some stupid girl on the internet. I just regretted it. I was like, fuck. But I make this video now to say, I haven't jacked off for 11 days. And I'm just going to tell you how I feel. You know, there's this statistic on the internet that tends to say men peak around the age of 18 in terms of testosterone. I'm willing to bet that it's way higher. Way higher. And it will continue to increase with age. Now, naturally, yes, it will downfall, like with everything else. You know, bone density weakens when you age and whatnot. But during the come-up years, especially in your 30s, because I also saw a statistic saying muscle and bone must peak at age 30. So your testosterone must go up, right? Because there's a direct correlation with your T levels and your muscle mass. The more T levels you have, the more muscle you're going to have. So with that in mind, and assuming you're doing the right thing, also another thing I want to say, just quickly before we get into the main point, it's very easy to believe that testosterone only peaks at 18 and it gets worse when you get older. That's because it's vanity metrics. Think, there's 8 billion people on this planet. It's very rare you see people work, listen, outside of social media, you're walking in public, I don't know where you live, I don't know what city, country you live, but it's very rare to see good physiques out there. Very, extremely rare, collectively on a global scale. Not many people work out. You really are one in a million, you know that. You really are. If you're working out. That's the only objection. There's a word for that. Exception. There we go. So I'm willing to bet that the older you get, the higher your testosterone actually gets. The reason why it's very common to assume that when you're 40-year-old, your testosterone is really low, it's not because you're 40 years old that makes your testosterone really low. It's the accumulation of it's the accumulation effect of all of the habits you've been doing prior to 40, from 18 to 40. Then you caught up to 40, and all of those 22 years have molded you into the shitty physique you have today. And I'm talking to the majority of the people who don't work out. I'm 19 years old now. I haven't jacked off for about 11 days, and I feel like fucking Superman. I'm telling you guys, I feel like nothing can stop me. I feel so strong. Bro, I've never had so much confidence in my life. It's unbelievable. I'm not even an adult yet. And I feel like I can take on the world. There could be 10 beautiful, stunning, 10 out of 10 looking Instagram models right there. And the state I am right now, I could walk up to all 10 of them and I can talk. Easy. No fear. Bro, you could all surround me. All those 10 beautiful looking models, they could surround me right now. I would even be scared. I would even be shivering. I'd just be like, come man. Come ladies. Come on man, what's up? I'm talking that level of confidence now. And it all comes through just holding your seed. And this is the power of semen retention. Like, honestly, I'm gonna go on a bit of more of a tangent on how confident I feel right now. I feel like I can lift that. We're not the heaviest weight, but I could walk in the gym right now. I feel like I own the place, man. I could talk to, and I'm an introvert too. A lot of people have this self-perception, this false impression that introverts are shy. Not shy, I still prefer my own company, but that doesn't mean I'm unable to talk to people. In fact, I'd even go as far to say I have the confidence of an extrovert. Now, you guys watching this video, you may probably feel like I'm an extrovert. Believe me, I'm not. And you'll find that out very quickly if you meet me in real life. I'm a very silent person, but if you talk to me, I will talk to you. But I don't feel the need to talk too much, believe it or not. And it was very hard to believe because you see me on a camera all the time. But this is a camera, you know? It's a comfort zone, so naturally you're gonna have, and I feel like it's like that with everything you do. When you're with your family, even if you are an introvert, you're gonna have the impression, you'll give off the impression that you're an extrovert because you're comfortable with them, right? It's like that. And so yeah, I just feel really confident right now. Like I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. Like, don't get me wrong, no one's here, but hey, it's like 6 a.m. in the morning right now in the park. I'm probably the loudest here. I'm probably the only one in the park. I don't give a fuck. Like 10 people could walk past me right now. I wouldn't care. But I do prefer to have my own spot, just to not get distracted and whatnot. You know, there's tends to be a lot of dogs in this area, you know, that come up to you and try to lick you and, you know, I digress. Their confidence in the power of sexual transmutation. I'm telling you, and I'm going to get onto why it's so important right now. You see, all your sexual energy is being misused, unfortunately. You're a man and you have this thing inside you called masculine energy. And that masculine energy is stored in your testosterone. Your testes. To make it simpler, your ballsack, the thing in between your legs that always hangs about. And then your dick's at the front, that thing. That's where your masculine energy is stored via testosterone. Now the problem is, the internet doesn't want you to use that masculine energy inside your testes. That's used to conquer. You know, people in the past, all of the men of power, the men of leadership, in all of these eras in the past, they would use that source in between their legs for the right cause via not letting it out. You have to remember, guys, ejaculation, don't believe these fuckers on the internet that will tell you it's okay to ejaculate. It's really a joke. Genuinely, literally a joke. They will tell you on the internet that it's okay to masturbate. Type it up if you don't believe me. They'll probably give you like 10 reasons why it's justified to ejaculate. But we know when we ejaculate, we feel 10 times worse, don't we? Every time we masturbate, we feel tired. We feel suicidal. That doesn't happen by accident. So from what we've personally experienced, we can draw to the conclusion that masturbation is wrong. This is biblical also. We shouldn't be masturbating. The only time you should be busting nuts is when you're having sex with your woman. Other than that, no. Now, I guess a wet dream is an exception. I haven't had a wet dream in like 6 years. But that's essentially, this will usually happen in your early teenage years. My videos are primarily tailored to those over the age of 18. So assuming you're at that age, you've probably experienced that at least once in your life. So I'm sure you know what that is for those who don't. So essentially, your balls are full and your body just tells you, oh, I gotta release, I gotta let this shit out. That's it. You let it out. And it'll probably only happen about once or twice. You basically have sexual dreams in your head. And then, you know, you ejaculate as a byproduct. It will not happen in your adult years, I promise you. And if it does, hey, just see it as, hey, my discipline is so strong, even my body can't take this shit. Back to the point I was talking about earlier. That's the problem with the internet. Why do you think there's always these bikinis, these beautiful, sexy, lustful women on the internet? Now, physically, you may see them as damsels and angels. They're really demons used by Satan to try and knock you off your grind. Jezebels. And it's very easy to fall into the trap of lust. And what's so scary with the 7 deadly sin of lust? In comparison to the other sins, I guess you could gluttony in there as well from what I'm about to tell you. It's one of the only sins that actually feel pleasurable, super pleasurable. It's very easy to mistake that for love. I'm telling you. You need to decipher the difference between lust and love. Lust is a strong sexual desire and you're only doing things for carnal reasons. Love is a deep emotional feeling. Love is a deep, intimate feeling that genuinely comes from the heart. A spiritual sense. That's the difference. That's my definition between love and lust. And these women on the internet, they want to knock you off your grind. They want you to masturbate. These fucking demonic OnlyFans models who profit from sex work. Let me tell you something about OnlyFans models. None of them have been able to change someone's life. How funny is that? You have $1 million in the bank and never have to worry about money again. But you haven't changed a single life. In fact, you've made their lives a lot worse. Men paying $200+ and it's coming onto their stripe. You haven't changed their lives. They're depressed already and they fell down to a bigger pit. And they just saw their OnlyFans as a temporary escape. So that fucks them up even more. And they're probably jacking off every day to porn. Most definitely. Their balls are dry and empty. And I told you earlier in this video, your testosterone is stored in your testes, the ball sack, the thing between your legs. They're jacking off every day, so they're not going to have any energy. So they won't have the power of semen retention. Those guys are at home every time. Now, I love being at home myself. I'm an introvert myself. But I also love going outside and enjoying nature. They don't experience that because they have no discipline. They spend all their sexual, primal, life force energy on these women that don't even know them, they exist. and they jack off to them, which is really pixels on a screen. So you're not really jacking off to a woman. You're jacking off to a pixel on a screen. If we viewed you from a third person narrative, imagine what God sees. He just sees, for some reason, a rectangular device in front of you, and you're jacking off to that. I know bestiality is a thing, where you fuck animals. Is technologically the next thing? Stop jacking off to porn, man. Imagine what God sees. You're fucking disgusting. Come on, man. And I say that to say, delete social media if you're struggling with your lusts, because I have the same issue all the fucking time when I was younger. There's a reason why I deleted Instagram 3 years ago. I couldn't take it. Seeing all these beautiful women on the internet, staring at them all day. Oh, I'm so hot. Oh, whatever. Oh, I'm just so hot. I can never get out. Your goofy ass is in your bed, and then that person on the internet actually wants someone that's out of a high level, that's not wasting their time looking at her. Ironic thing is, he doesn't want her anyway because she's low value, and if he does somewhat show her any signs of attention, it's probably just a pound and throw away, let's be honest. Now, do I recommend that? No, but I'm just telling you how the world works. And semen retention, you need to get onto semen retention because you're going to have the confidence that I have. It's going to store all your sexual energy, and you can transmute that energy into different things. What I like to do nowadays when I'm tired, and this is something one of my friends recommended me. So Mohammed, if you're watching this, I want to thank you because you've helped me a lot. Your advice that you gave me last week, and the two biggest advices that he gave me was to, whenever you feel a sexual urge, go to your family. Just go being around your family. It will do something to you spiritually. Assuming they're in tune with God and His spirituality and whatnot. And just have overall discipline. It will do something to you in a good way. And it will just make you not jack off. It will give you the further realization that I'm representing my family and I can't let these people down. And adding on to that, letting people down, I also have the realization that God is watching me. God is watching my every move. And He told me that also. And that always stuck with me. It stuck with me. And I kept that to heart. And what I found more is, and this is one of the big issues that probably I'm going to end the video off, talking to women. That's the main reason why I quit porn and I quit jacking off. I used to always think I was horny and I wanted to always fuck women. You know? Just have multiple sex all day. And it's very easy to think like that when you don't go outside and all you're doing is looking at people on the internet. Until I stopped jacking off and I actually started going outside and I actually started speaking to women quite frequently, I got the realization I actually don't want to have sex with all of these women. I don't. I really don't. The whole time I just wanted to speak to one. That's all I wanted. And I've accomplished that and I feel fulfilled now. Trust me, when you're speaking to a lot of beautiful women in real life, when a lot of beautiful women are coming to you, when you have the confidence to speak to all these beautiful women and have no sexual thoughts or butterflies in your stomach at the back of your head, trust me, you start to realize you never really wanted that lust. You just wanted to speak to a beautiful woman the whole time. So I'm telling you, that's really how it is. Yes, you have the innate desire to want to fuck and reproduce. Yes. However, I feel like that's amplified because you're at home all the time and you're not speaking to actual women, and that contributes to a big issue. So it's like a nice box scratched off. There'd be times I'd be working out, I'd feel so horny, I'd just go to the toilet and jack off. There'd be times I'm meant to be recording a video at home, I get so horny I just jack off. Like I'm meant to be doing schoolwork or read a certain book planned, and I just get so horny I just masturbate, and it knocks me off my grind. I was just very horny, staying at home all the time, I wasn't speaking, and that was when I was jacking off. When you jack off, I'm telling you, you don't have the confidence that you would have when you don't. Put two men in a cage. The first person had sex already. The second person, you left him for 3 days in the desert, is hungry, had no food to eat. Put them in the cage, he's going to come out on top. The person, he had no food to eat. That's a metaphorical sense. It's the same in real life. The person who's hungry for business and wants more. Just that, the person who was born with nothing is just working for it all the time. That's the person who naturally got everything, now he's lazy to put in the work. He got his sloppy toppy sex at 18. Then he's 25 years old, 7 years past. In contrast to the 18-year-old who has nothing now, but works for it, me, he's going to be on top. He's gonna have the confidence. He's gonna be the person who's not jacking off. But the person who got everything quick is gonna get lazier. All the instant gratification he got quickly, that's gonna get to his head. He's gonna have all these sex, he's gonna have all these soul ties, he's gonna jack off all the time and not have the confidence. So I say this to say, I feel like I'm going all over the place, so I just end the video off by saying this. Whenever you feel horny, write about it. Write about it. You know, on my Bible studies also, a great analogy one of my Bible study teachers gave me. Whenever you have a sex, when it's summertime, why do we close windows? Bees, exactly. So whenever you have a sexual thought, whether you feel like going on Instagram or porn or masturbating, just imagine, I want you to imagine that nasty thought as the bee that goes in your ears. Get away from me, bee. Get away from me. You just hate that noise, right? That's how I look at porn and masturbation. And trust me, I've jacked off over 1,000 times in my lifetime. So I know what I'm talking about. I know, all the times you want to do it. And then you do it, and it's not fulfilling. Because it shouldn't be. So this is trial and error. You won't get it straight away. Best case scenario, you do. And you can take heed to my words and actually give semen retention a try. Now, semen retention, it's really just you not touching yourself. You were naturally like this, not touching yourself when you were a kid. Puberty never hit you yet. You weren't aware of these stuff yet. You weren't taught about it yet. It's usually from the ages of 14 where these sexual thoughts really start to kick in. Because your dick gets bigger and then the girls around you get hotter, boobs, ass, tits, face, waist. I hear it. It was like that for me 5 years ago. I remember when I was 14, man, I told the girls in my class, I'm like, damn, when did it get so thick and hot? Then, the jacking off starts. This is probably on your feed as a calling to get on your purpose, get on semen retention, man. God didn't put this on your feed for no reason. It's your calling. You've probably had enough, you've probably jacked off enough times and you're probably sick of it, aren't you? You're probably sick of going outside with low confidence and it'll probably show through your posture. You're probably sick of walking past the beautiful woman that you really wanted to talk to but you never had the confidence. So now that other guy's talking to the woman that you probably could have had but you think that you couldn't because you have low self-esteem from jacking off too much. But you probably could have got her if you never jacked off. You just had some self-esteem and respect for yourself. This can be you also. I'm not a special person. I keep myself busy, that's it. I just keep my day full of schedules, meaningful things that will make it so I don't get bored. And the paradox to that is, when you put yourself first and make yourself busy, and you genuinely enjoy the tasks that you do, you'll find women coming to you and gravitating towards you anyway. Speaking to them becomes a lot easier. In fact, it feels second nature. In contrast to that motherfucker, that's obsessive porn and masturbation. They're not doing well. You don't want to be like them, man. I know you don't. That's why this is on your feed. You're probably extremely depressed right now. Extremely depressed. I've been there. Man. I've been that person masturbating all the time, having suicidal thoughts in your mind. You don't want to do anything, man. You don't want to scroll, but you're addicted. I've been there. Scrolling all the time on the fucking internet, looking at all these IG models, thinking, I'm such a bum, I can never get them. You don't know that these models are also insecure also. They're not the high quality women, believe it or not. You may see it from a physical standpoint, understand that they're not. Spiritually, they're fucked. For you to devalue yourself so much to put your body out there on the internet in a negative way, to invoke lust, you posting that with the purpose to invoke lust from the woman's standpoint, it just shows that they have nothing to do. And birds of a feather flock together. Why do you think the depressed person who's looking at porn all the time always looks at the models on the internet? The degenerate models. Notice I never said high quality models, because the high quality models aren't posting those type of pictures. I say this to say I'm going everywhere. Take your time with semen retention, one step at a time. And this is an approach you should do, because you are addicted to porn right now, and I was too once. I'll leave it off by saying this. Compare your jack off quantity, and this, I know this is counterintuitive, because I don't believe you should be counting the days, but when you're starting out, this actually holds to your benefit. Think of it like a video game. Every month, you're going to jack off a certain amount of times, I know it's counterintuitive because I'm telling you to jack off and I tell you to jack off enough is bad. Listen, it'll make sense. You're gonna jack off a certain amount of times. The month after, you're gonna jack off one less. One less. Best case scenario is more than one, but you're probably heavily porn addicted, and addictions take time to cure. It's not, oh, I'm gonna stop smoking and I stop smoking straight away. It doesn't work like that. It takes time. I'm gonna stop partying straight away. It takes time. It's not like that. Trust me, I tried to quit cold turkey, and I know it's very rare to do so, but some people manage to do it. Most of the time, you're gonna relapse a lot of times back into your problems. So what I tell you, you jack off once. Well, keep track of the amount of time you jack off for a period of time. Then the next month, I want you to jack off by one less. Say you jacked off 7 times during March. You're gonna jack off 6 times in April this month. I call this progressive deload, the opposite of progressive overload in the gym. So just do it less frequently, and before you know it, well, you're gonna stop. And I also want you to keep track of the amount of days in the month. Let's say you jack off 7 days and you feel like shit for those 7 days. We'll do it as a percentage. That's still less than 3/3 of you jacking off in the month. It's still less than 50%. So think of it this way. Say you jacked off 7 times in a month and there's like 30 days in, so April, right? You jacked off 7 times, all right. Is it good? No. But putting into perspective, that's another 23 days. So that's 3+ weeks of you not jacking off. I hope I made sense. I'm here for you. From afar. Stay disciplined. I hope to any of you that are hurting, struggling with nofap lust, masturbation porn, I hope this video does come to your feed. You know, YouTube has a way of bringing things to people's feed. It's not by accident. So if it is in your feed, you're probably struggling with it also. So I gave you the solution, the blueprint, and just love yourself and understand that God is always watching you and build a relationship with Him. Everything will be a lot easier. If you just raise your testosterone, store your seed in there, and use that energy into good use, go for a run, go for a walk outside. Go touch the dog. Go on the grass, go for a 5-mile or 3-mile run. You're going to be so tired, I'm telling you, you're not going to be thinking about masturbating, eh? Go for sparring. Do a hard, but just do something meaningful. And remember why you're doing it. Remember the purpose. The why is the biggest part, the most important part. Forget everything I said. If you just have a strong enough why as to why you don't want to do it, you're golden.